Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. This Saturday is UFC Vegas 52, and in the main event, we have a women's strawweight fight between Jéssica Andrade and Amanda Lemos, and this is going to be my full breakdown and prediction for this women's strawweight fight. And UFC Vegas 52 as a whole leaves a lot to be desired, and I know we got spoiled at the end of 2021 with some great pay-per-views and some great fight night cards, but in my opinion, this fight does not belong as a main event of a fight night card. And don't get me wrong, it is an important fight within the division, which I think a lot of people aren't talking about. I'll get to that in a second. But you look at the card, I mean, Clay Guida's in the co-main event. You have Macy Barber on the main card. This fight night card leaves a lot to be desired. Don't get me wrong, I'm super excited for fights like Charles Jourdain versus Lando Venata, but I just wish this card was a little bit better. But when I talk about cards being terrible, I usually talk about the importance of a fight because that matters to me. So I have to mention this main event is actually important in the women's strawweight division. Rose Namajunas is the current champion. She defends her belt against Carla Esparza at UFC 274. Let's say she defeats Carla Esparza at UFC 274. She will have a recent win over Carla Esparza. She will have defeated Weili Zhang twice recently. She will have 2 wins over Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And so you start to look at the division. She has 1 win over Jéssica Andrade, but 1 loss against Jéssica Andrade as well, which I'll talk about in a minute. So the winner of this fight, depending on how UFC 274 goes, could be in a pretty good spot to potentially earn a title shot in the next year or so. So this is an important fight. It's 2 high-level girls within the division. So I am excited for this fight, but I'm not crazy pumped for it, and I don't think it should be a main event. I think it should be co-main event of a fight night card at best. So with all that being said, let's get to the tail of the tape. If you look at the tail of the tape, Jéssica Andrade is currently not ranked at strawweight. She's ranked number 1 at flyweight because she's moving back down to strawweight. Lemos is ranked number 10. Andrade is 30. Lemos is 34. Andrade is 5'1". Lemos is 5'4". Andrade has a 65-inch reach. Lemos has a 62-inch reach. So even though Andrade has competed recently at flyweight, and she's even competed at bantamweight before, she's still at a little bit of a size disadvantage here. She's a shorter fighter and has a reach disadvantage against Amanda Lemos. You look at Amanda Lemos, she's 11-1 in her MMA career, only has 1 loss, and that is to Leslie Smith in her UFC debut back in July 2017. And in this fight, she was TKO'd. I could not find this fight. I don't remember this fight. But this was a fight, 5 years ago at bantamweight. She's 2 divisions lower now, so I don't really think that matters. Since then, she's gone on a decent 5-fight win streak. Her most recent fight was against Angela Hill back at UFC Fight Night, Lewis versus Dawkins. This was in December. She won this fight via split decision, and I had her winning this fight, but it was a very competitive, close fight, and it could have went either way. Angela Hill could have easily got the win, but Angela Hill just likes to lose split decisions. So Lemos gets the win there. Not super impressive. Outstruck her, hurt her early with a front kick. But Angela Hill was able to bully her against the cage, get her down, and it was a very competitive fight. Before that, I can't pronounce her first name, but she got a TKO over Ruiz back in July of last year. Shows she has some decent power, but all of her stoppage, because she has 2 TKO stoppages, one at UFC 259 against Renato Souza as well. But all of her stoppages haven't been like one-punch KO, like knock them dead. It's just kind of, drops them and has already been winning the fight and the ref steps in. And honestly, this is a topic for a whole nother video. But I swear referees are more likely to step in for a TKO when it's women's MMA. Because both these stoppages, had they been in men's MMA, people would have been complaining about them. She was winning the fight, don't get me wrong. She had clipped them. Hurt him, and the ref steps in. I didn't have a massive problem with it, but if it was men's MMA, they would not have been stopped. But it just shows she has some decent power. She hurt Angela Hill as well. But before that, and also you look at this resume, it's not a lot of great competition. The best win on her resume is Angela Hill. I think that's the only ranked opponent she's ever faced. And she had some trouble. It was a split decision. Meanwhile, also I want to mention before I get off Lemos, she's only been in the UFC since 2017, and she is 34. Jéssica Andrade is 30. That is insane to me because if someone just asked me who's the older fighter, I would have said Andrade for sure. Andrade has been in the UFC since 2013. That is insane. She has competed at bantamweight, which is just insane to me because now she's fighting at 115 pounds and she still has height disadvantages and reach disadvantages, which is just insane to me. But just look at her resume. And she's fought a who's who. I mean, she's fought Rose Namajunas twice. She's fought Weili Zhang. She's fought Caitlin Chookagian. She's fought Valentina Shevchenko. She's fought Joanne Calderwood. She's fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Claudia Gadelha. I mean, she's fought everyone. She has great wins. Claudia Gadelha, win over Claudia Gadelha, win over Tisha Torres, win over Carolina Kovacevic, win over Rose Namajunas. And that's where I'm going to start. Back in May of 2019, she fought Rose Namajunas for the women's strawweight title. Rose Namajunas was winning this fight, but she ended up putting herself in a bad position. Jéssica Andrade showing off that strength, picking her up and slamming her on her head and KOing her. And a lot of people called that a fluky win. In her next fight, she goes on to fight Weili Zhang, and she just gets demolished by Weili Zhang. And then she gets a rematch with Rose Namajunas. And in this fight, had it been 5 rounds, it was only a 3-round fight. Rose Namajunas won via split decision. I thought it should have been a unanimous decision. Rose should have won the fight 2-1, 2 rounds to 1. But in this fight, had it been 5 rounds, Jéssica Andrade, the writing was on the wall. Jéssica Andrade was probably going to finish Rose Namajunas. She was hurting her badly in the 3rd round. She was busting her up badly. I think she would have finished Rose Namajunas in the 4th or 5th round had they been there. Then she moves up to flyweight to try to reinvent herself. She stops Caitlin Chookagian, who, I mean, that win, I know Caitlin Chookagian, people laugh because, you know, she's boring. She's a decision machine. But to go out there and stop a top-ranked flyweight like Caitlin Chookagian for Jéssica Andrade just shows how well that power translates. That earned her a title shot against Valentina Shevchenko, which, I mean, who thought Jéssica Andrade had a chance against Valentina Shevchenko? I did not. Massively undersized. You know, and even if all the skills are the same, if you're undersized, you're going to lose the fight. And Valentina Shevchenko, who is she not beating nowadays? I mean, she's just destroying all of her opponents and just looking unbeatable at this point in time. And Jéssica Andrade gets destroyed by her, gets out grappled by her, gets eventually in the crucifix position and gets TKO'd by her in the 2nd round. And then her most recent fight was against Cynthia Calvillo at flyweight, where basically she just outstruck her, landed some good power shots, and eventually Cynthia Calvillo just curled up against the cage until the referee saved her. And I know that was a decent win, but we've seen what Cynthia Calvillo did since then. I think she quit in this Jéssica Andrade fight, and she quit in her most recent fight after that in the corner on her stool. But still a decent win. Cynthia Calvillo has some decent skills. But overall, I mean, just look at the strength of the schedule for Jéssica Andrade. It is just insane who she's willing to fight. And the fact that she used to fight at 135 pounds is insane to me. You know, was far undersized for that weight class. But anyway, if you look at this fight stylistically, it should be a very entertaining fight because Amanda Lemos, she wants to strike with you. Jéssica Andrade, there's no secret about it. She wants to strike with you. I think this will be a striking battle 100%. And it's about, can Lemos, you know, stay on the outside and kind of pick Jéssica Andrade apart as she rushes in and just outstrike her? Or is Jéssica Andrade going to bust her up and catch her with a big power shot and eventually finish her? And my official prediction is Jéssica Andrade, 2nd round TKO. I just think Jéssica Andrade is too good. I mean, Amanda Lemos has never fought anyone anywhere near as skilled as Jéssica Andrade. Jéssica Andrade has nasty power that translates to even the flyweight division. I think that if Amanda Lemos gets hit by Jéssica Andrade, she's going to get put down and finished. And she has been hit in the past. I mean, even Angela Hill hurt her. And even if, let's say Jéssica Andrade is getting outstruck, I think Jéssica Andrade can bully her in the clinch, take her down, control her on the ground. I don't think that's going to happen, but as a backup plan for Jéssica Andrade, if she is losing the striking battle, she can go to that. We've seen Angela Hill just bully her in the clinch, and if Angela Hill's doing that to you, I think Jéssica Andrade is the strongest woman in the 115-pound division, so I think she can easily bully her. But I think what's going to happen is Lemos is going to look good. She's going to land some good shots on Jéssica Andrade in the 1st round. But as she starts to get a little bit tired and slow down a little bit, and Jéssica Andrade is chopping those legs, and I think both girls have great leg kicks, I think eventually Jéssica Andrade is going to find that power shot on the chin and put her down, finish her off with ground and pound. I don't see how Lemos wins this fight. Jéssica Andrade has a great chin. I think she's only, I mean, in recent memory, she's only been finished by Weili Zhang. She hasn't been put out. And Lemos doesn't have that one-punch KO power. It's more an accumulative power, and I just don't see her putting Andrade out. And even if it goes 5 rounds, I give Andrade the cardio advantage. So I could even see Andrade getting a 3rd, 4th, 5th round stoppage. But I think it's going to be in the 2nd round as Lemos just slows down a little bit. I think Andrade is going to find her rhythm and land a nasty power shot and put her out. And then people are going to be talking about Jéssica Andrade in the women's strawweight title discussion. I think this is a big fight for her, especially considering she has that one win over Rose Namajunas. They could do the trilogy, and that one, the loss to her wasn't that long ago, and it was very competitive. Again, had it been 5 rounds, I think Jéssica Andrade would have won the fight. So that's my prediction for Saturday, UFC Vegas 52. Let me know who you think is going to win the main event in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, and thank you so much for watching.